Hi, and welcome to video 3. Filming at one of my development sites, and this is the road that we're going to put down into the new subdivision. So just to give you a bit of an idea, what I want to talk about today is about how you subdivide to become the most profitable for the less risk. So as we explained in the other videos, bigger isn't better, okay? The most important thing here is to understand the risk and calculate the risk going forward. So if I get 10 townhouses on a site, is it less risky or more risky if I just split it into two? So we might make $100,000 if we build, say, 4, but we might make $70,000 if we split it into 2. It's going to be a lot quicker to build, a lot quicker to get our approvals done, and we're not going to make enough money, but it's all about managing the risk. And how we need to do that is we need to lay the development out to give us the best outcome. How do we subdivide that property the right way? How do we make best use of the land? And how do we make best use of the drainage? And what are we going to build on that lot? Where is our house going to be situated on that lot? House configuration, that's really important. And then how do we minimize the risk? So remember, it's not about what you want, it's about what's profitable and what's going to sell, okay? So what we need to do is we need to put the right house on the right property to give us the right result. I'm doing a development down in Melbourne, in Victoria at the moment, where the lots are 2,000 square metres each. So what are we going to do? We're going to build an acreage home. An acreage home is generally a house for second or third home buyer. So it's got at least 3 living areas and it's a spacious build. We put the right house on the right lot to get us the right money for that block, right? To maximize the profit that we're going to get. And I see many property developers make the same mistake. They think bigger is better. The more townhouses or apartments on the site and the more profit I make. And as we discussed in the previous videos, that's not the case. So when it comes to property development, we need to have a plan. Now, let me show you this example of one that I got called out to. Let's see what happened on that. Now have a look at this one behind me. We consulted this guy back a few years ago, and what happened was this guy had 4 blocks. He had 2 at the back here and he had 2 at the front. And what he did was he went ahead to an architect who said he could subdivide. And yes, he can subdivide. So what the architect did is he basically drew the opera house. So what he did was he split these 2 lots at the back and the 2 lots in the front into 6 parcels of land. Then on top of that, what he did was he built architecturally designed houses to go on all these lots. This guy here spent $150,000 on permits to get everything in place. But when I had a look at it, it wouldn't work. It doesn't work financially, and he would have lost money. So what I told him to do is I told him to do exactly what he's done. I told him to cut it down, cut the lots down from 6 lots to 5 lots, and have project homes in the back to save money on the architectural homes. So what he did was he's built a big house at the front. He's left the original house at the front. He's left this original house and he's got 2 other homes on this side. All right. So when we're doing this, bigger isn't better. It's all about risk and it's all about profitability. And this is a perfect example of that. So when we develop, we have a specific system to avoid these kind of mistakes, right? That's in our develop for profit system later on. We have a specific step-by-step system to be able to counteract all of this. And there are several important considerations that help us decide if we can develop that property. One, the first consideration that we look for is how do we subdivide that property the right way and use land and drainage. And what I mean by that is we need to work out what's the easiest and quickest way and most profitable to be able to make that development work. Okay, so is the house situated here on the block or here on the block? What's the size of the block? What's the shape of the block? Where's the entrance to the block? All of this needs to be properly done and worked out. And remember, you're going to have a lot of consultants that are going to be working for you on this. So what your job is, you need to manage them. And if you don't know how to manage them, then you're going to come into some serious problems in regards to all of this. When the planner came back and he put a building envelope, which is the area where you can build a house, right? It's like a rectangle block. And the council say you need to put your house where this rectangular block is. When our planner on this particular project came back, he put the building envelopes where all of the trees were. So when we looked at it, we knew that we were going to be up for massive costs in regards to all of this. So we told him to move the building envelope, right? And what that did is it saved us hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that could be the difference from a development working or a development just not working and sending you bankrupt. Because when you take away trees on a project, A, you have to get a permit for it to do it. B, you might not be able to do it. But in addition to that, it's actually going to cost you money to take trees off the property. So you have to pay a contractor to come and get rid of the trees, okay? So it's an expensive exercise. So the idea as a developer is we have to look at all the facets of the issues that we're going to face. And what we need to do is we need to work out how it's going to work, and we need to know what the rough cost of that is going to work like that. And if it doesn't go like that, then how do we move it around to still be profitable and make us money? All right? So it's really important that we get this right. And you only get it right through experience and knowing what could work and what may work and what won't work, right? And then looking at it as a whole. So the crucial thing to understand here, it's not about what you want. It's all about what's going to be profitable and what's going to sell.